Hi, this is Alex and this is Travel TitBits 47 and I'm beginning a walk today from Dawlish. And I'm walking all the way to Exeter. So walking along the coast, so we're going to see trains, cars, cycleways, canals, rivers and the estuary, plus anything else that's interesting along the way. So yeah, let's see what's happening. So the route that we're taking today is from Dawlish in the south to Exeter St David's in the north, a distance of 13.2 miles and 4 hours and 20 minutes. So let's look at the first section, taking us from Dawlish up to Starcross.
Oh, stop to kill it. Yeah, what's where you going? What's the man with the dog?
Such a beautiful coastline and such vibrant colours and calm seas and people enjoying an afternoon in early February. Looking back and forth at Dawlish Warren. Beyond Dawlish Warren, it's clearly a very rural place, and yet at the same time we're not very far away from the railway. Here there's a chance to look at the first of many pedestrian crossings, one of which we will take a closer look at in the not too distant future. But now we're walking around Cockwood, a very quiet place indeed. After a stop for lunch, it's time to make the final stretch up to Starcross and then along the Exe Estuary, as far as the ferry crossing opposite Topsham. Leaving Cockwood and a stretch of road between there and Starcross, I found this field that looks more like it should be a golf course, but in fact was a haven for birds of all kinds. At last we've reached Starcross Station, the location of the Starcross to Exmouth ferry. Not running this time of year, but the trains are definitely still running. This is one of the few pedestrian crossings on the Devon line here, and you do get warnings from the trains, but it's not for the faint-hearted. Beyond Starcross we go along quiet lanes, and this house is at the edge of the entrance of the Powderham estate, which has beautiful views across the Exe, and we are basically just along a very quiet lane between the estate and the railway line. How calm and beautiful, and very cycle and pedestrian friendly. The estate itself looks overgrown, but contains a park for deers and in another field for sheep. This is a bridge that I've wanted to walk across for a very long time. I've seen it many times from the train, but I tend to be travelling at such speed that I don't really get much chance to have a look at it. And it's in the middle of nowhere really, and as cyclists and pedestrians walk across, it's bouncy. A quiet spot, but a great view for train spotting. I don't suppose the IST is going fast in the grand scheme of things, but it doesn't look very far to Exeter from here, does it? Well, I'm about to find out that on foot it's still a little ways off. There's no question that this part of the estuary is very nice on a calm day like I experienced. I only wished I'd allowed a bit more time. As you move away from the railway line up the Exe Estuary, it's clearly a very calm and beautiful place, especially on the day I was there. I passed a number of twitters who were gleefully looking at wading birds, and there were many of them, and it was an ideal day. But no, surely I'm not only halfway. That's not what my map says. Well, never mind. This is where the beginning of the canal is, and it reminds me a little of Bude. It was so quiet, unbelievably so. No, it's just me and the cyclists. I took the high road and they took the low road. And shortly I approached the crossing to the Topsham ferry, also not running. So near and yet so far. It's difficult to convey how still it was, but I promise you this swan was moving. After 8 hours, it wasn't only my battery that was running out, but would I do it again? I surely would. It's such a beautiful area, and it's very accessible by train if you want to go walking. And in the not too distant future, there's even going to be another station. So let the train take the strain. See you next time.